What's going on, y'all? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. To everyone who has subscribed, rated, commented, viewed any of my other videos, also those of you guys who have shared my content on your social media platforms, thank you so much for your love and your support. I really do appreciate it. So I decided to start a little series for a story time. So recently, I've said that, you know what, I really need to start to get into the word for myself. Of course, I'm a church kid. I've been in the church all of my life, but I never really took the time up until now to sit down for like 30 minutes to an hour to just read the word. So last night I decided to start reading the word for myself. And I started with the book of Job. If you don't know the story, Job was God's best servant. God even said that Job was what was his best, and he bragged to Satan about Job and said, "Have you seen Job? Have you seen my servant Job?" And Job had everything. He really had everything. And so Satan asked God to have his permission to test Job and to, bring bad things on Job. And so God allowed it. And Job lost everything. When I tell you he lost everything, he lost his livelihood. He lost his children. His children died. He lost everything. And we as human beings, of course, when bad things happen, we go through something. We are saddened. We are upset. We go through a lot of emotions. But those of us who are believers, thankfully we have God, and thankfully we have Him to lean on, and thankfully we have Him to hold us, and thankfully we have Him in our lives. And so when Job went through this terrible time in his life, he complained about it, and he went on and on and on and on and on about why he did not deserve to go through this thing, to lose his family, to lose his livelihood, to lose everything. He went down his resume and said how good he was to people, how he gave, how he did everything right. Sometimes we do that ourselves. Whenever we go through things, we'll say, I've been to church all my life. I give to charity. I give to Goodwill. I do this. I do that. We literally will go down our resume to justify why we do not deserve to go through tests and trials. However, if you ever read the book of Job, I encourage you to do it. Chapters 38 through 41 are what we in the gay community like to call a read. So it wasn't just a couple verses. It wasn't just a passage here or that. No, God went from chapter 38 to 41 and read him fulfilled. I'll let you read it yourself. It's a classic. Oh my gosh, he really went in. And the moral of the story is, what is our testimony if we don't go through tests and trials? What is the point of us just having a life full of nothing but good? What's the point? That defeats the purpose of our purpose. Again, that defeats the purpose of our purpose if we're not going to go through anything. And so whenever you do go through those tests and trials as believers, which you will, that is your time to trust God to get you through it. Just think about the last, trial or tribulation that you went through. Did God not bring you through that? Did He not bring you through it? Yes, He did. And so if you truly know God and you truly know His character, then you understand that at the end of the day, God loves you and He will not allow you to go through anything that you can't handle because, hey, you're sitting here, you're still here, you got through it, you handle it, and it's time to move on. I go back to a time when I was in middle school. And I was going through the worst of the bullying. And even at that time, I was suicidal. I was at my I was just ready to go. I honestly was. And I remember one night in particular, I was crying at night, and I was about to go to sleep. And I was thinking, geez, why am I going through this? I mean, I'm a nice guy. Like, people, I'm not mean to anyone. I mean, people are, they're bullying me and they treat me so bad. And what did I do to deserve this? And I heard one statement from God. He said, I love you. And I honestly did not get the full revelation until this morning when I finished Job. He loves us. He loves us. That's it. He loves us. He wants to show us how strong we are. He wants to show us what we're made of. He wants to show us that we are more than what the statistics say. He wants to show us his true love for us. And we really do not know love until we know his love. God's love is the standard. Why is that? Or how do I know that? Because the word says God is love. So the next time that you go through a test or a trial, the next time that you feel as though you're in a situation or you're going through a season that is impossible to get out of, read the book of Job. I just encourage you to read the book of Job and also think of the good things that God has done for you, and just think back, well, why wouldn't God bring me through this? Life is not going to be easy. Life is not easy for anyone. Well, another thing that Job did was he was complaining about the fact that non-believers seem to have everything. People who brag about not believing in God seem to have all the money, all the cars, all the clothes, all the fancy things. You do not know what those people go through. You do not know. They allow you to see all of the good. They don't allow you to see the nights that they've cried. They don't allow you to see the bad that they go through and the relief that they don't have because they do not believe in him. So again, I just encourage you to just think about that the next time that you're going through a test or a trial. Remember that he loves you, and remember that in the end, God will bring you out. Thanks so much for watching this video. To everyone who might have suggestions on different topics that you'd like me to speak about in the future, my email is mojojojo.3020@gmail.com. My Twitter, if you want to reach me there, is @jlee07, and my Instagram is jojo_3020. Again, thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day.